Everybody has been asking me what's been going on the last couple of days. What is going on with Loki? You know that old saying when they say when it rains, it pours? Well, that's what's been happening lately over here. And no, it's not a black magic spell. It's just life happens sometimes and we need to find out ways to deal with it. And if we can work together and help each other out, that'll be even great. Everybody has been asking me what's been going on the last couple of days. What is going on with Loki? Because I've been posting really short clips trying to explain what is going on. I was not planning on making this video. I don't get pleasure out of making videos like this at all. I rather make a video for the public to see rather than sitting there and answering every single comments of what happened, what is going on, because we've noticed that lately you've been tired. Lately there's some things that are going on, and I'm gonna tell you guys everything that's been going on, including most importantly what's going on with Loki and what happened to her yesterday. A few days ago I got a phone call from management from this house that I'm renting, and she told me that the owner of this house wants to move back in after me renting this house for 3 years. The management knew that I wanted to stay here for at least 1 more year so I can get everything gathered up together, because I want to buy a house, but I'm not going to buy a house right now. I am not ready for it. I'm not prepared for it. And most importantly, the prices are way too high. So I want to wait until the house prices go down. I don't know when that's going to happen. You guys can comment below and let me know if you guys know, but I don't know when it's going to happen. So I wanted to say, at least keeping my fingers crossed, maybe next year it'll drop a little bit. I don't know. So regardless, she agreed with me. She said, okay, look, that's not a problem. That phone call that I got a few days ago, my heart sank, and this is the reason why. My lease is up in 3 months. 3 months. I'm glad that she gave me at least a 3-month notice. She didn't even do it in writing. She said it verbally over the phone, which is fine. I'm not gonna cry about it. At least she had the common courtesy to let me know ahead of time. I just wish we had a little bit more time so I can see what I'm doing on my end. So I'm going through that at the moment. The management, the manager that called me for this house, she's also my realtor. Yeah, there was a twist there, right? She's also my realtor. She wants to help me buy a house in 3 months. I don't think that's possible for me, at least not right now. That's why I'm saying if I had at least 1 more year, then I could be prepared by then and be ready to do it. Fast forward, now I'm stressing because I don't know what my situation is going to be. Obviously, I don't want my family to be out on the streets, and you know how expensive it is to move, especially nowadays. So I'm like, okay, we're going to work on everything and try to figure things out and, you know, try to save money to move. Now that's already been on my mind the last couple of days. And then the tragic thing that happened to Loki. Again, I'm going back to how everybody wanted to know what happened to Loki. So up until that point, I'm already not in the right state of mind as far as trying to prepare to move in 3 months. To find a place is very difficult nowadays, especially with the prices so high. Okay, so I'm already freaking out, right? Everybody in my position, especially having kids, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm hoping I can find something that it's affordable, and at the same time, I could take at least some of my animals with me, because most of my animals are going to be rehomed, unfortunately, most of my reptiles. And I know sometimes you do fall into unfortunate situations, but if you dwell on it so much, things can not work out for you. So I was trying not to dwell on it, and I was like, okay, I just have to work extra hard. I mean, I'm already working hard, maybe thinking since I don't work on weekends, I can work on weekends now just to make ends meet and save that money so I can move. I'm thinking ahead. I'm not living day by day now, I'm thinking ahead. So with that said, I needed a break. This is why I'm so tired. Like, I only had 2 hours of sleep last night. 2 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted. The last few days has been kind of rough for me. My mind is all over the place, and I thought, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I wanna go hiking so I can get my mind off of things and kind of clear my head. So my daughters and I ended up going hiking, and you know, Nevada is a desert. We come across, now before I say that, we took Loki with us, and everybody knows who Loki is. Loki is my personal dog. I mean, we have dogs and cats. All of our animals, you know, all our dogs and cats, but we did choose specific dogs personally for us, even though we all love our dogs the same. Loki is my dog. We figured, okay, well, she hasn't been out of the house for a while. She's a little chihuahua. She's more like a homebody. The only place that she really likes to go is in the backyard to play and hang out. We do take her on for walks, absolutely, but she prefers like the short walks where we could just come right home because she's a homebody, and that's perfectly understandable, especially with little dogs. I said, let's go ahead and take Loki. So we took Loki, and of course, you know, she's on her leash and collar, and we're walking. When we get there and we park and we're walking in this desert. I mean, we're just hiking in such a beautiful weather. The sun is out, finally it started to warm up over here. So I thought, okay, before it gets really hot in the summer, which is like over 100 degrees, we might as well do a little walking right now. And it's good exercise, not just for your mind and your body, but for your soul as well. We weren't thinking of anything that was going to happen over there. We thought we were just going to go over there, meditate a little bit, hang out, and just enjoy the fresh air. As we're walking, we're not even that far from my car. Next thing you know, this dog, it was a German Shepherd. We believe it was a German Shepherd. It could have been something mixed too. It was just too vicious. And this dog is in front of us, a couple of feet away. And we turn around. I tell the girls, okay, turn around and walk away. I don't know if I did the right thing or not. I don't know. I was scared that if we would have tried to walk past the dog, I don't know. Like, I did not want to get close to that dog. So we turned around and we're slowly walking away. And at that moment, I realized the dog is by itself. I don't see anybody else around. I don't see if there's an owner there, why the dog doesn't have a leash and a collar. What I'm about to tell you next is going to blow your mind, and you'll see why I said that. As we're walking away from the dog, all of a sudden, all three of us were like, how? Just how, why, and how. It just came out of nowhere and grabbed my dog, grabbed Loki. The dog grabbed Loki from her side and picked her up. I'm talking about, this is a big dog, like German Shepherd, and I'm pretty sure it was something mixed because honestly, I've never ever heard of horrible stories with German Shepherds. Maybe there are. I don't know. I just personally have never heard of them. Plus, I've had German Shepherds for the last 20 years, and my dogs have never been aggressive like that before. They're very territorial, of course, protecting our home and our family, but I've never seen a dog act like that. A German Shepherd, yet alone. It was just so vicious. And the way it did it was like, maybe it was hungry and thought, okay, well, probably caught a squirrel or something. And Loki is the size of a squirrel. I mean, she's really small. Again, everything happened so fast. My girls and I jumped in real fast. I mean, it was just like an instinct that kicked in. We didn't have any weapons on us. I mean, we didn't think, like, we weren't even that far from the car. And when we go hiking, whether it's just me and the kids or the whole family together or even myself, I don't care. We don't go far from the car. We weren't even that far. And when we turn around and walk away, I could see my car visually. I started kicking the dog in the face. And when my kids see me doing that, they did it too. I have to grab onto that dog somehow to get him off my dog. It was flinging her around. It was just the growls, and then my dog barking at the same time, yelping more and crying and like screaming. I've never seen my dog do that. Ever. I've never seen a dog physically be in that much pain. My girls are like me. We're animal lovers, and we have to do everything to save our dog, our family member. We're kicking, and there's some rocks around us, and I'm throwing rocks. So I grabbed the dog by the back of the neck, and I yanked it really hard as I could, and stuck my nails like in his fur. And at that moment, my girls went in for the kick, and it was just 3 against 1. Luckily, thank you, angels, the dog took off. Dropped my dog and took off. Next thing you know, I'm looking down and Loki is whimpering and she's laying on her side in a puddle of her own blood. And she's having a hard time breathing, like she's gasping for air. You can see her stomach. You could see how it's rising. You could see the blood on her mouth. You could see the tears in her eyes. We took her to the vet, and the vet said she has 3 broken ribs. She has a puncture wound in her chest. I'm so distraught the last couple of days that first the house issue and now my dog. I'm just not in my right state of mind the last few days. So I'm sorry if I posted the right side. It's actually her left side. She has air in her chest. She has air on her side. She has air in her lungs and the whole left side, all the way down from her arm to her sides, all the way down to her leg. She's been having a very difficult time breathing, and we're trying to keep her comfortable as much as we can. The first night was really crucial. The doctor said that because I can't do the surgery surgery right now because I don't have the funds. I have to bring her home because if I were to leave her at the vet overnight, there's nobody there to watch her. I stayed up all night. I'm telling you, I am exhausted. I only had 2 hours of sleep. She is in her bin on my bed right next to me. That wasn't enough for her, for Loki. I woke up in the morning after 2 hours. I literally fell asleep when the sun was coming up, and I had to wake up early in the morning to take her back to the vet for another exam. This morning, when I woke up, I felt something like on my legs, and I was like, I thought like my husband put something on the bed or something. I don't know what it was. So I open my eyes and I look, and it's Loki. I know how much pain she's in. She can't even move at all. She can't even go to the bathroom. I have to help her, and she still hasn't gone to the bathroom since yesterday. I looked up and she had crawled out of the bin where she's laying at. She crawled and she came right next to me and fell asleep right next to me. And her head was on my leg. So that's what we're dealing with right now when it comes to her and what happened. She got attacked by a wild animal. I just want her to be okay. So now you guys see why I've been going crazy lately, because of the fact that I have to move in 3 months. That means I have to find a place in less than 3 months. And on top of that, I have the vet bill. When it rains, it pours. I have the vet bill. I set up the GoFundMe to help me because of everything that's going on. I've never asked help from anybody when it came to money. This is something that I'm basically stuck on, and I feel like I'm drowning because not only do I have to prepare the money for moving, I still have to pay my rent here until I move. I still have to pay my bills. It's too much. It's too much. Those of you who are watching, whatever you can donate will absolutely help. Everything that we get from you guys on the GoFundMe is going towards all the vet bills, the medical bills, the treatments for Loki, including the surgery. We have to do the surgery ASAP. She has not been able to breathe properly. Every few minutes she's gasping for air. She got bitten a couple of places, but the puncture wound in her chest is the worst. And what the vet told me today, this morning when I took Loki back for another exam, was she said, which really freaked me out, as if I wasn't even scared in the beginning, right? Now I'm worried more than anything. I figured, okay, the first 24 hours is crucial for her, so I'm gonna sit next to her. I haven't moved from her side. I've been in my room all day with her, just so she could see me and she won't try to move, because I want her to heal properly and I want her to feel comfortable the way she's laying, so she'll be able to breathe a little bit better right now. She does have 3 broken ribs, let me remind you guys that. And she has air in her lungs, in her chest, and her whole left side of the body. I know it sucks. Timing couldn't be worse, any worse than it is right now with everything else going on. And I'm just really concerned about her. I mean, my concentration, I know it should be on the house right now and me working extra hours, but at the same time, she's still my baby. She's one of my kids. In the meantime, I also need to keep my sanity. So if you guys can help, every dollar helps. If you guys can help with anything, please do so, because I want to be able to breathe too.